What is going on, you guys? So today I want to make a super quick video for you talking about how to optimize your sleep and why it's important for you to stop shifting your sleep schedule around. So first off, let me just say, I totally understand, right? Like if you're, busy, right? Like you've got to study for this thing, maybe you're in college, or you're taking some sort of certification or learning like a trade skill, you're working, you got more than one job, you got to pick this person up, you're busy, right? Now, one thing to note here is that we're all busy, right? So, it's just a matter of shifting our priorities to slowly tweak and improve the little areas of our life so we're always feeling better, healthier in our bodies, mentally, all of that, right? So, in terms of shifting your sleep schedule, I think this is important for people to know. So you can't really catch up on sleep, like people say, right? So let's say you're the type of person, right, who does their job or, whatever they do, let's just use the 9 to 5 example, right? You get through your work week and you're quote unquote like a weekender, right? Maybe you party a little bit, go out to the bars, even if it's just like a beer or two, and for whatever reason you end up staying up late. So you think let me let loose, let me chill out and relax every once in a while, I deserve this, I earned this, and I totally agree with you. On the other hand, a lot of those things I just mentioned aren't really beneficial to your health, right? So number one would be let's say there's any drinking, just to be straight up with you, any drinking, any smoking, any other stuff. And then the biggest thing, we're talking about sleep here, right? So your body loves it when you go to sleep at the same time and you wake up at the same time. Always. Forever, right? You don't change it. I know we've all changed our sleep schedules, and one night you went to sleep at 4 a.m., right, because you were hanging out with friends, and then one night you went to sleep at 8 p.m., right? Massive difference there. And you might say, well, what does it matter if I caught up on sleep? Well, you never really catch up on sleep, right? Because your body always kind of keeps the score. They're there's that, they lost a little bit of sleep that one time, or they stayed up and they went to bed so late, right? You never really catch up, even if you get 4 hours of sleep and then 12 hours the next night. Your body isn't really happy with that, and neither is your health. Now, the other part of this, right, is let's say you always get 8 hours of sleep, but it's at different times, right? That doesn't really work either, and I'll tell you why. Because you might have, or you might not have, heard of the term circadian rhythm, which basically just means your biological clock, right? Now, bring that to the examples we were just talking about. It doesn't matter what you were doing. If you go to sleep at, let's say 2 a.m. and you wake up at 10 a.m., or you go to sleep at 12 a.m. and wake up at 8 a.m., and then the next night you go to sleep at 9 p.m. and you wake up at 5 a.m., right? Your body's going to be whoa, what's going on? Because you're doing this, and you're constantly shifting the time that you go to bed. So it's not going to be very happy with you, even if you're justifying it, trying to justify it by saying, oh, wait a minute, bro, I always get 8 hours of sleep. I always get 8 hours. It's all good. It's not really, because your body knows, right? Your body knows that you're still, even though you're getting 8 hours of sleep, you keep switching the time and you're messing with your biological clock. And you'll notice this once you do it. Once you sort out all the little things, right? Let's say that maybe you have some kind of insomnia or something, right? First, that's something big for you to sort out, right? Find some way to work around that so you can optimize your sleep. Now, I'm not the expert on this, right? But I do know some things that are very helpful for a lot of people I know, including myself, right? Which is basically stopping. Number one would be stopping any sort of screen time, like watching Netflix, being on your phone, going through Instagram, or reading emails, still working on your computer, like stopping any of that stuff at least 1 hour before you want to be asleep, right? And I know like a lot of people will moan and groan about that, right? Because it's like, oh, I gotta, it's hard for me to sleep, man. Like 1 hour, like I'll just be sitting in bed for 1 hour doing nothing. Like I'd rather be doing something, bro. Like blah blah blah. And it's like, well, it's your health, right? I mean, and ultimately, something you could do, you could swap out there, is actually like getting like a physical book, right? So like start maybe getting a book on something that you want to learn about, something you're actually interested in. So even if you do fall asleep while you're reading, you're still doing something productive, and you weren't looking at a screen, right? So the ebook doesn't really work here, like the Kindle and that kind of stuff. You actually have to have like the physical book, or maybe like you journal or something, so it helps you sort of plan for the next day. Just doing these little things that aren't screen time, right? Something to help like calm you, because the blue light from the screens also messes with you too. Not only that, with like the overthinking from, you know, you're still checking emails, or you're going through Instagram and getting all this weird like dopamine hits. Now, another thing that would be really helpful for you potentially would be if you can make the room cold. I guess like as cold as is comfortable for you, with blankets on, right? Because a lot of people like to sleep with a blanket on, like the weight, just even a light amount of weight makes them more comfortable, like easier to sleep. So make it cold enough that you can have blankets on, and it's usually easier, like people get better sleep when it's cold versus when it's hot, right? So that's one part. Whether you need a fan or get your AC going, do what you can there. And then also, if you can, with your windows or your balcony, whatever you have, basically get blackout curtains, or get something that makes it like as dark as possible, right? So basically you're sleeping in almost pitch black, and so it'll be way easier for you to fall asleep like that. So a lot of those things should be very helpful for you in terms of optimizing your sleep. And now you should understand a little bit more too about your biological clock, like why it's important for you to stop getting 4 hours of sleep and then 12 hours of sleep and then 8 hours at different times, right? Like your body knows better, and it would be much better for you to just constantly sleep 8 hours at the same time. Your body will be a lot happier that way, and that way you can get up and start your day maybe even before other people are up, right? Like get a little bit of sun while it's still quiet before you start getting a bunch of emails from people and all these other things. Anyways, I hope that this is helpful for you in some way, because it was definitely helpful for me when I started actually honoring that. Because I know when I was a little bit younger, I was always, like, oh, 4 hours, 12 hours, 8 here, 8 there. Like I kept like switching the bedtime, and I could feel the difference on my body versus when I just started doing the consistent version. So, hope this helps, guys. If you like the video, comment, subscribe, like it, and I'll see you in the next one. You got this, bro.